Hi, uh, another video. Uh, I'm doing it again on some aspects of mental health. One I think I mentioned before is regrets. Um, you deal with regrets, everybody does. What if you did this instead of that? What if you took this road instead of that road? And when you're dealing with health reason issues, especially with mental health, there's a lot of regrets that come up in your life. That what if I done this differently? What would my life be like now? And I have quite a few of them. Uh, some of my regrets in life was not doing more as far as learning goes. I should have kind of went more towards a degree in something, and not necessarily a degree in like law or something like that, but a degree that might have helped me, in life better. Maybe an LPN or license or something like that. And a lot of my problems and it's basically on me. I fully admit that. I look back on my life and it was basically just laziness for a lot of my early years was things that I did that I should have done more. But I guess when you're younger, you don't think about things as much. Not every young person's like that. A lot of, they go to school and they get a good degree, or they go to school and do something with their lives, or they get a job with a company and move up into the company and have eventually have nice pay and good life. My regrets is one. Um, like I said, I never got married. Part of it was, I think, to my anxiety, um, dealing with the opposite sex. Um, like I said, I'm not exactly what you would call handsome anyway, but there was a time uh, where I did eventually go back to college. I was taking courses I probably should have took something that would have been more helpful. I did history, and I worked part time at a convenience store that was outside of Carroll, Illinois, where I lived. I lived outside of Carroll too, but I worked there part time. And the owner who um, had it uh, purchased a franchise for Dairy Queen on it. I was told it originally was supposed to be McDonald's, but it was just too expensive. The whole reason for it was in Carroll they built a new interstate bridge for 50 Interstate 57, and the thought was the guy thought it. He already had the convenience store gas station. It was called Travel Hut, and it did get decent business at the time, I think. So he thought adding like a fast food place onto it would increase business. People would come off the interstate and eat. So in 1980, I believe it was 84, it was built and put on it. And I worked there for a while in my high school years as a short order cook, and I left there and eventually, like I said, I worked for the Travel Hut as part time while I was going to school. So anyway, had somebody come over from the Dairy Queen side and say, "Hey, there's somebody over there who's, I guess we'd say, interested in you." And I was like, "Okay," didn't quite believe it. And so the girl finally came over and I talked to her, but it never went past that. I guess I just never picked up signals, like, and I never had a thing where I would, act upon, someone like that. Um, because I didn't feel worthy, I felt unattractive. And I always thought that, no, there's no way, And I had her father come in one day and tell me that, I made a huge mistake, that I guess was going on. His daughter was interested in me, and I didn't go or pursue it, which at the time now I wish I had. I wish I was more active in, understanding it, and and I didn't back then. Like I said, I think I believe I had mental health issues back then. I just, at the time period, it just wasn't that much, and nobody really thought about it. I sure the heck didn't, and but like I said, a lot of it I think was just other than just the romantic part of finding a partner. As far as careers go, I think a lot of it was my just being lazy. I should have done more with my life. I should have looked at it, and said, "Hey, you need to progress." And when you start looking, finally realizing and getting smart, is when I guess you're older. And like my epiphany came, like I said, when my sister passed, and I was already, 57 years old when I thought, oh my God, what have I done with my life? And I realized then that, I messed up in so many arenas. There's places I worked. I worked at Circuit City, and I did really well there. And I actually had a assistant manager come up to me and say, "Would you, I'd like to sponsor you as an assistant manager." I thought about it, and at the time, for Circuit City, for assistant managers and managers, you had to go to Richmond, Virginia to train. And I also found out you'd have to, once you train and get your, assistant managers certification and all that, you come back and you'd have to work, anywhere within a 4-hour radius of where your original store was. So I decided I wasn't interested, which to me now I should have went ahead and done it. Even if I didn't stay assistant manager, I could have had the training and had that for a resume. But like I said, I was still younger. I was older, but I was still stupid, and didn't think about that. And there was another regret that came up. I went and took the exam for telecommunicator for the state of police of Illinois. Basically, what that is dispatcher. I had a clear motive when I took it. I had a plan. My plan was to get the job in a offshoot of the state police, which is in Ullen, Illinois, near where I used to live. I was wanting to go back down there and get in because I had a friend down there, and a lot of my, like I said, my relatives were starting to pass away, and I was thought, well, maybe it'd be good to move back down. It's cheaper down there, and I could find a place, near the state police station, and live down there and work. And it was a smaller, like I said, a smaller area, smaller station. I never done any kind of dispatcher work before, so I thought this would be an awesome place to train because it's like I said, it's small, not very busy. Be able to get there and train. So I had my plan. That was what I wanted to do. Uh, so I got the. You have 1 year from the time you pass your training to pick a place and go there. So I was still working at Circuit City, and Olin, the place I wanted to go, was not yet available. They didn't have a position. So I decided, well, I'll just stay and work in Circuit City until a position opens up. I have a year. And if it doesn't, something doesn't open up within, towards as it gets towards the end, then I'll choose something else. There was an opening in Collinsville, Illinois, which is one of the busiest areas to work for that dispatcher position. I did not want to go there, not knowing anything about the job, never doing it before. I thought that going into a district where it was super busy was a bad idea, and every voice in my head was saying, "Do not do it." Uh, do wait, hold on, and so my sister and we had a family friend who worked at the Owen location. They were kept on me about taking the Collinsville position. I just steadfastly, like I said, every instinct in my body was telling me not to do it. I heard the voice in my head that said, "No, wait, do not take that position." I stood fast, didn't do it, wanted to wait, but they kept badgering me and pestering me. And eventually, I broke down, and I took the position in Collinsville. Well, needless to say, it was a disaster. Not too long in, 9/11 happened, and they were having trouble with training. I actually had another guy that got hired there who was a police dispatcher at a local place in Pontoon Beach, Illinois. He was there with me, and so it was just so busy, and then the 9/11, everything was going crazy. They were having trouble training, and they called me in 6 months in and said, "Well, I'm sorry, we're not going to be able to get you fully trained within the year, and so we have to let you go." And I was devastated, and so I was let go, and I was like, I have no job. What am I going to do? And I did get a job at the one place, I can't remember. It's changed now. It's UPS, I think, but it used to be where you make banners and stuff like copies. I hated that job, and I kept trying to get back on Circuit City. For one reason, the one manager just didn't want me back, but I did get a hold of the one store manager who I liked and who liked me, and he said, I got in contact with him, and he told me, "Hey, yeah, come on back. We'll get you, out in the where the video game stuff is." And I said, "That's awesome. I'll take it." And I excelled at it. That's where they were going to offer me an assistant manager's position. But anyway, when that all fell apart with the state police, the family friend that I knew and I knew, she called me and said, "I want to apologize." She goes, "I am so sorry that I pestered you into taking that position." I said, "Well, I appreciate it, and I should have waited, but what's done is done. I didn't do it. Even though everything was telling me." And the thing about it got me. My sister, who never did apologize for it. She never said, "Hey, I'm sorry." You know, it was. I should have, let you wait, but it didn't happen. So there was a regret, and there's other regrets. I don't want to go into a long video, but like I said, a lot of my regrets were not trying harder to find a job that would earn something. But now I'd be in there earning money. I know, granted, lots of people are laid off, and it's not like back when my dad and all them worked, where you work for one company for all from start to finish, and that rarely happens anymore. But it's still, I should have tried more. I should have went for a degree. I didn't do it, and I know a lot of people are going to say, "Yeah, you're a loser. You should have done something." I didn't, and these kind of things are going to regret for me until I die, which I'm not sure how much longer I have left, but it's a huge regret, and there's a lot more of them piled on. I wish I could go on, but this video would go on forever for all the regrets I have. And I know that they contribute to the mental illness I have now, from the anxiety and the depression, that I didn't do more in my life. But don't be like me. If anything, if you're watching this, if you're younger, go to school. I mean, I'm not saying go to a 4-year degree or something like that, but at least get some sort of education, a nursing or medical billing coder or something you can use that will eventually get you a job somewhere that will elevate you. If I know a lot of people, as far as trouble women thing goes, I can't offer any details on that, because like you can see where I ended up, and I actually am not good with women, and I wish I was more attractive. Maybe that would have changed, but try to find someone, if you can, someone to spend your life with, that would help a lot in your when you get my age. But anyway, again, I'm not going to go into everything. I might some more regrets later, but like I said, it's a slippery slope, and if you're younger in your 20s, don't be like me. And like I said, learn. If you watch this and you're that age, learn from my mistakes. And anyway, I'm gonna end the video. Like I said, I don't want it to go way over, but I hope you have a great day, and I wish everyone who watches this well, and hope they have a great life. Bye for now.